Art.
Oh yeah! 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 Oh yeah!
Famous cartoonist says things.
Oh yeah! Oh yeah!
Famous cartoonist draws things.
Oh yeah! Oh yeah!
Famous cartoonist paints things.
Oh yeah! Oh yeah!
Famous cartoonist Art BALTAZAR.
Woo! We're here, man. Welcome. The famous cartoonists say things. I'm your host, Artie BALTAZAR, and my special co-host today, Jamie COSLEY. Welcome, Jamie.
What's up, everybody? What's happening?
We are here, man. People are already watching. People are commenting already. Anthony Latch is here. How many of the 2024 BALTAZARs will be saying things today? All of them, man. There's way too many BALTAZARs. Yeah, there's 2024 BALTAZARs. They're all here. And Jamie is a honorary brother.
Oh, yeah.
Swig for brotherhood. I still got coffee. This is my morning coffee still. That's it. I woke up late today, Jamie.
Oh.
Yeah. I went to bed watching Better Call Saul again. I started it last night, and I got up to the 4th episode of season 1. I did a lot of work, though.
I was watching, I fell asleep watching a documentary on Looney Tunes.
Oh, cool.
And I've been doing some research because I'm and kind of looking for ideas too, because there are some cartoonists that I want to do that I want to feature on my channel.
Yeah.
They're people that I think are deserving of more attention. And so I kind of see what other people do. And so I fell asleep.
You want to have special guests on there, or are you going to draw and like a shout out to them kind of thing?
It's going to be like a shout out. Like I'm still trying to figure out how, like, there's a way you can take cartoons that are in public domain and you can take little clips and you can include them in your videos.
Yeah.
I don't know how to do that yet.
Oh yeah.
But there's a lot of great stuff out there, and they're just cartoonists that I want to do features on. Maury Turner, they used to do Wee Pals.
Yeah, nice.
And Bud Blake that did Tiger.
Oh, cool.
There's just a lot of, so I kind of fell down a rabbit hole, and in a way, I wish I hadn't, because I didn't. There was there was stuff about Bosco that I didn't know.
Oh yeah.
I was like, ooh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, maybe you can't draw every public domain character. Some of them are public domain for a reason. No one's touching. I mean, no one's touching some of them for a reason.
It's like, oh, that's horrible. But then, once you got past all that, then you got into, the good stuff like Leon Schlesinger and Looney Tunes. And I always thought that Looney Tunes and Merry Melodies was kind of a dig at Silly Symphonies, but I didn't.
Oh yeah.
I didn't know.
Yeah, they were all competing. They would put a new Tom and Jerry thing out there, and then Warner Brothers would answer back with something, and so they were all in competition.
Oh yeah, and there were lots of, like, there's an awesome Flip the Frog cartoon of iWorks, and there's a character that, I mean, it looks just like Mickey playing the violin.
Yeah,
I'm like, dang, and they were just taking shots at each other,
Yeah.
But it's interesting because, I mean, we're talking about 100 years ago when these young bucks got started.
Yeah.
And it's fascinating to me to see that we're still talking about them and studying them, and I don't know, it's just really cool.
And they became icons, like all those characters. It all started, I think the first one was Felix the Cat. He was the first one. I think Felix was the first one to be in another cartoon. That's what it was. And it was the same. I don't think they called him the same name, but he was the same cat because his tail came off and did a thing.
Yeah.
His tail would pop off and go do stuff and go reattach. And it did that for 2 or 3 cartoons in a row. and then they said, yes, that's the same character. So he's considered the first like cartoon character like that stuck with a name. And then, of course, Oswald followed him, and Mickey, and Mortimer Mouse, I think it was first, right? Mortimer.
Yeah, Mortimer, and then Mortimer became like an old school rival, like this really tall Mickey looking.
Yeah.
But it's the thing that fascinates me the most about Looney Tunes is that those guys, they worked in a place called Termite Terrace, and it was just a whole rundown, just horrible, and yet, you know, some of the funniest cartoons to ever be, you know, Bugs Bunny and Daffy and Elmer Fudd and all those, and so it's really neat to. But all those guys were right there with Walt and Ub, and I didn't even know that, like Friz Freeling and Hugh Harmon.
And they were all from California, weren't they?
Yeah, or some of them were from Kansas. They moved to California to be with Disney, and then when that disbanded, when that went out of business, they kind of, you know, did their own thing, and I guess they just, you know, got real competitive. And
man, that'd be something like what the equivalent would be today, like maybe like Image Comics, maybe, or the Marvel Bullpen or something like that. But in a way, we're kind of doing that now. I wish we could, like with comics, we're all making comics and teaming up, but we all live in different places.
Yeah,
but it would be cool if we had a studio to go to every day, and just we could crank out a 20-page, 30-page book in like a week.
Yeah,
like all these guys working on stuff.
That
atmosphere must have been awesome.
Yeah, and you know, just as long as it's friendly competition, and
yeah,
you know, because I
air out of guys' tires on the way to work or something.
I've always felt like I'm kind of isolated and in my own little world, and it's like, you know, I got things going on, but you know,
right.
But yeah, that's what last night I was falling asleep learning about Looney Tunes and some of the really not so great history, but they have them out there. If you look, you can find stuff like on Betty Boop and Popeye, and the fact that Popeye started as a comic strip still just blows my mind.
Yeah,
like he was that popular that they were like, oh, let's give him his own show.
And they actually put him in a Betty Boop cartoon as a cameo. I think all he was doing was dancing, and so they put him in the Betty Boop as a cameo, and then he spun off from there. And even in the comic strip, I forgot what it was called, but it wasn't Popeye. He was a side character in his own comic strip. Man, I forgot what it was called.
It's Thimble Theater.
Yeah. And he was in there, and then the fans liked when he would show up because he was rough and he beat up the bad guys and stuff. So then they switched it and made it all about him. And that's exactly what happened with Betty Boop. He appeared in there. People say, hey, that's Popeye. And then he gave him his own show. So his own shorts. So that's interesting, man. It's like, plus that back then those guys were just goofing off and having fun. They weren't worried about all these other things. You know, I just wanted to make comics or make cartoons.
Yeah, and Popeye was like huge at one point. I mean, like 1 year, I don't know if it was the 30s or 40s. I guess it was the 30s. But I mean, he was huge, like rivaled Mickey at the time.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And
he
was before Mickey, wasn't he? In the comic strips, I think he was.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, I believe so, because
maybe 1920s, 20 something. I don't even know. I might be wrong.
I need to go through. No, I think you're right, because I think Thimble Theater was in the 20s, or maybe it all came out right around the same time. Maybe somebody watching knows.
Yeah.
But it's just fascinating to me because a lot of these guys, you know, like I showed you in my newest video this week.
Oh yeah. You went retro.
I went retro, but guys like back then they were so poor, but yet they go to work to draw and they've got their ties on and their vest, and they're like, you know, me, I'm coming down the stairs in my t-shirt.
Yeah, but I don't think t-shirts and jeans were for hoodlums.
Yeah.
Like, it was for like the motorcycle, like Fonzie guys, look at that greaser or the hoodlum or whatever they call 'em. And yeah, you went to you went to school with respect. I mean, went to work with respect, with a tie,
Yeah.
nice hair, no beards, no facial hair,
Yeah.
maybe a little mustache.
Yeah.
A mustache.
They rocked the stashes. The hair was slicked back.
Yeah,
And so
we should have did our show today like that. I
I
didn't
know.
think about it. Been cool.
Next
We're-
week, I mean next week. Next time we do it, let's definitely let's do that. Maybe we can have it in black and white.
Yeah, if there's a black and white filter, we could do that. That'd be funny.
Because I love it. Well, I brought some show and tell today.
Yeah, man, let's do it. I wish we had a theme song. Show and tell, Jamie
So,
Cosley, show and
here's some-
tell.
I'm gonna save the best one for last.
Let's
but
see what
this
these guys
was,
are saying before we get going. Let me
Oh
see.
yeah, let's see what
Yeah.
people are saying.
Yeah, let's see what they're saying. It's Anthony Latch says Jamie has already drawn his first Howard the Duck of 2024. How many more can we expect? Did you draw Howard the Duck?
I did. I tell you what, each year, and because the memories pop up, Howard the Duck, Usagi Yojimbo, Rom the Space Knight, Mickey Mouse. There's like 5 or 6, and I draw them all the time. I switch off. So I don't think I've drawn Usagi this year yet. But yeah, you can expect more, and they always look a little different than the last one.
Yeah, you always like the hurting guys. They're cool, but like they're not like what the mainstream. You go mainstream and go 2 notches to the left. Like, all right, it's cool. So, hey, Art and Jamie, nice surprise. I'm free to hang out live.
Woohoo!
Oh, that's good. I bet that's Brian Lynch. It's always Brian Lynch. Might be someone else. I'm not sure. Good afternoon and happy Thursday to all. Michaela.
Happy
Good
Thursday.
to see Michaela. My mom told me she likes when I say people's names and clap, because she even says, I like when D Brad, because you go D Brad, and then it's kind of fun. It's like, yeah, people feel special, Greetings, fella, in chat. Wolfie. Wolfie's here. Oh, did I do it for Anthony Latch? We'll do it real quick. Anthony Latch. All right, we're good. Let's see what people are saying, man, because the comments are getting out of my reach. When I worked on Ed, and Eddie, the boss had to use Termite Terrace style of storyboarding. This is D Brad. D Brad used to work on Ed, and Eddie for
I didn't know that.
Network. Yeah, and you know what's cool is if you look at his cartoons, his comic book characters, his comics, cartoony characters, they look like that style in a little way. He's been drawing some cool characters on that Cartoonist by Night show.
Yeah, I saw some. He posted some of his stuff on Instagram, and I didn't even know. I didn't even know he was a cartoonist. And
Yeah.
like, dang, this is really cool.
Yeah, I was on a show with them. We recorded something. Well, I don't know if it finished, but we're gonna do it again. And D Brad was on the show, and my daughter says, "Dad, don't go on there. D Brad's supposed to watch you. Like, who's gonna watch you if you're on there with D Brad?" That's what she said. So it's funny. It says Popeye debuted in January 17, 1929.
Dang.
That's pretty cool. Hi guys, Matthew Hansel's here.
Hey,
Oh yeah, Matthew.
Matthew. He
Facebook
draws a
user
mean
is-
Hagar.
Yeah, he does. He does good, man. I like his old. He's got an old retro style to a lot of the characters.
Definitely.
But he draws Batman really cool, like Dick Sprang. He draws him like him. It's pretty cool. Or like Bob Kane and stuff.
Yep.
Wolfie, Theater, early 20s, maybe late teens. Yeah, that's cool, man. See, you got confirmation.
Yeah.
Cosley, swig.
Sweet. Here we go.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, look, I got Brown. I'm matching Spitfire. I didn't even.
Oh yeah, I got my comics. There it is. I'll show. Representing today. Oh yeah, comics. I got Superman on the sleeve here, or on the lapel.
Nice.
What is this? On the chesticle area. Yeah. Sweet. Now we present
So
Jamie Cosley show and tell. Show and tell.
I have 3
Show and
things.
tell.
If just to be crass and plug.
Mhm.
This today I launched a brand new comic that is exclusive to my Patreon site.
Ooh.
and
Oh,
it's
cool.
called COSLEY Cartoons, and it's basically about all of my characters, and they're struggling to quote unquote make it in the biz,
Yeah.
and they're all living together in Cartoon Castle.
Oh,
And
cool.
so basically, it's going to feature everybody, and they kind of commiserate. And it starts with Wally D, and he's like, I had this gig for 5 years. I was in this magazine that had a circulation of so and so, and then he says, but the readers didn't like me, so I got dropped.
Oh.
So he's like, now I live in Cartoon Castle. So that started today, and I'm stylistically, it looks like an old Whitman comic book.
Yeah.
There's really bold, bright, like pinks and purples and yellows and stuff like that.
You sent me a page. It looks really cool. I knew what you're doing right away. I didn't know it was for Patreon. That's kind of cool. Now,
Yeah.
is it like are you doing a page a day or page a week or something? Yeah, something like that.
I'm shooting for a page a week.
Yeah.
Because I've got quite a few people that have stuck with me, and they do like they get like monthly commissions, and but I'm like, I want to do something else that's just a real fun incentive. Of course, somebody has already said share the first one so people can kind of see the first one, and then if they want to join. But yeah, I'm really excited about it because I have basically like the loose plot, but it's not like structured like with Blue Scar. Tyler and I do thumbnails, and so it's pretty you know to say. This is just a lot more freeform.
So do you do are you planning it out, or are you going as you go? You do a page as you go,
it's a little bit of both. Like I know kind of like why they're all in this castle, like how they all wound up there.
Mm-hmm.
And like the next page is going to be a big splash page with like all the characters in this castle, and they're like, they're just kind of swapping things. Like, I appeared in a Star Wars strip once back in 2019.
Oh, that's cool. So, are you going to bring back all your guys, like from your whole career, 30 years of drawing comics?
Yep. So that means the Tony Pony, Paul Bionion,
Nippy Wallaboosh.
Nippy Wallaboosh. Well, Nippy Wallaboosh is he's kind of got a really important role in Blue Sky. So maybe
you showed him in the last book, right? Nippy?
Yeah.
Yep. Now here's the question though: are you going to have Shanky Whistleteeth in there?
I don't think he ever officially appeared in anything.
They got to say, where have you been? He said, I've been in this castle. Nobody would let me out. And he put him in a cage or something. They're all afraid of him. Shanky Whistleteeth. Because I remember you told me he was a guy who ran around and he had udders. And when he ran around, the wind would blow through his udders and go, hoo, hoo, hoo. That's it. Shanky Whistleteeth. Now, when you get this all like a whole bunch of pages, are you gonna print it? Are you looking to print? Oh, cool. That's what I was.
Yeah, I want hopefully because last year I had Blue Scar 4 and an hour book, and then this year I hope to have the Blue Scar trade, our next book.
Yeah.
And then this, like at the end of the year, and to have it be like I truly want to do like Whitman. I want to have like the old ads.
Yeah.
The Army men and
yeah. That'd be funny.
Send away for the Grit newspaper. I want to do it, old school like that. So yeah, and it's fun because I don't know, I spend more time. Like, I'm not a perfectionist, but I mean, in a way, it's like I keep I mean, I spent a lot of time on that page I showed you.
Yeah.
You know, because I wanted it to be like, okay, you're a kid in the 70s and you just went and bought one of those 3-packs and this was in it. This is what it's going to look like.
Oh, cool.
But yeah, but there's a reason why they're all together in that castle. And that's going to kind of be the mystery.
I can't wait. I can't wait. I can't wait. I'm assuming what it is. It might be, I'm just assuming it might be related to what I showed you earlier this week.
Oh yeah.
But they can't reveal. I'm saving that for C2E2.
People are gonna freak out.
They're gonna freak, right? But I don't want to show. Well, the only thing I teased was I put an Instagram post with my name because that name is from the cover.
I saw that.
Yeah. So I'm
cool.
but I'm assuming that that's going to be related to this. That's where my mind went when they said they were locked up. But they're not locked. They live there, right? Is it their choice to live there, or did something capture them?
They were kind of let's just say, without giving too much away, they were kind of forced to live here because something is happening. It's not necessarily just bad luck that they keep losing gigs and they can't make it in the industry.
So this is kind of meta a little bit. Is this a autobiographical slightly?
Yeah,
like mirroring your career. Like I've done that in the past when I wrote the Crybaby Adventures. Now it's Yogg's, but back then I wrote a story where they just went underground and the world froze and kept them in hibernation. That's the way my original story ended.
Oh dang!
And I thought that was real metaphorical for me. Like I just put the characters away and froze them. I'll bring them out later when I need to.
Yeah.
But the new book 3, does not end that way. So it ends a different way. But I thought that was a metaphor for my career of my own characters. So this sounds like it's going to be close to your personal career in cartooning. Yeah.
It definitely is. Finding a way to document the ups and downs, and you know, because a lot of times your ups are euphoric. You know, you're just like,
right.
I'm on top of the world. And then when it sucks, you're just like,
it crashes. Yeah, and you end up watching Better Call Saul. You know, like it does, man. There's a certain point where you feel like nothing's working, nothing's happening, or there's a certain point where you're trying to finish a book and you have so many pages, and say you have 20 pages and there's 20 days left of the month, and you say, I could get a page done a month, but that little crawl, that page crawl feels like an eternity, like you're just dragging your feet. And then at the end of the month, you look at all the stuff you did, and it's pretty. So far, I would say 2024 is pretty impressive. The page count that probably we're both producing, and between the pages of comics and sketches and sketchbooks, is probably pretty impressive. And you know what? I was talking about this yesterday with my wife. She came home from work, and I always just tell her, I'm not sure if she hears everything I say, but I know that when she's in her comfy TikTok chair, I could just start talking. And because she's not going to get up, you know, she gets up, she gets something to drink, just sits and chills. And I'm like, all right, cool. Now I could talk to her. And so, because normally her brain is going, man, going. So I just started talking about comic books, and I started talking about making comic books, printing comic books, the shows coming up. And then I told her, I have so many comic books that I want to complete. But today I was waiting with my daughter in the waiting room, was waiting, and I was bringing the sketchbook. I created 3 more characters. I'm like, what am I doing? Like, I'm creating more. And she told me, well, that's never going to stop. Making comics might stop, but creating characters will never stop. I'm like, you're right. And she said, that's just what you do every day. I'm like, yeah, you're right. So I showed you the dragon character yesterday, but
oh, I love him.
It's exclusive to Patreon. I don't want to show it here because you got to pay $2 to go see it.
Well, you know, and I had the same thing because you know, you and I talked. I've been going through a really rough season, and and still, you know, there are moments where I'm like, you know, really scared and nervous about, you know, the future and stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
And so I came up with this character. His name is Elmont Chagrin,
Mm.
and he's
I
in.
like it. He's a friend of Shanky Whistleteats.
His name is, and it was like Elmont Chagrin never wins, and it's just this poor orangutan that just sucks. He sucks at everything he goes to do, and he never wins. He always loses. So it's kind of like a Charlie Brown.
That's
And
funny.
and that's, you know, when you're going through a rough patch, you kind of pour yourself into these creations, and you want them to win, you want them to succeed. But sometimes it's the storms of life that gives you, you know, I mean, we all love and relate to Charlie Brown because he doesn't kick the ball and he doesn't get the girl and he doesn't, you know, growing up, you're like, man, this guy's kind of like me. He's
the kite gets stuck in the tree every time. Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, but
yeah, a lot of characters that we create reflect us, like especially during times, you know, and it's always hard to sit and say, all right, I'm going to create a hit character today. I need to come up with a character that's going to make me $1 million. And that's always the wrong way to approach. And you kind of have to just go with what happens. Like the sketchbook is the most important thing. It goes with me everywhere. And anytime I'm sitting, it goes with me all around the house, and it goes with me when I drive around. And you never know what's going to be in there by the end of the day. You come home and look at what you sketched, and it's just strange stuff, weird stuff, sometimes brilliant stuff. And sometimes you look like, oh, you're like 3 days later, you look, oh, that character is kind of cool, you know? So it's always reflects what you're going through that day, your mood. And like, it sounds like a therapeutic podcast right now, but it's but it's true. Like maybe I wouldn't have created that dragon today. Maybe it was yesterday, because I was looking up BJ Dirty Dragon videos while I was waiting, and I started drawing. Like, man, I like that Dirty Dragon character. He's cool. And I don't know if you guys know, but there's YouTube. Look up BJ Dirty Dragon. It sounds like porn. It sounds naughty, but no, it's a kids show. When I was a kid, the BJ Dirty Dragon show was a Chicago-based puppet show. It was a kids show, and he lived, I think it was Cartoon Town. And BJ would draw stuff, and then he would have puppets. But Dirty Dragon was the main guy. And I started watching, so I'm like, man, I want a character that looks like that, because that show probably created me. It probably was the first thing I've ever saw. I was probably like 3 years old, 4 years old. And when I looked at Dirty Dragon, I'm like, man, my Looney Loon character looks like that. It looks like that style, like the big long nose and the head, and just the body looks like that. So I started drawing Dirty Dragon. Then I changed it to my character's name is Dagmar Dragon. It's a girl dragon. She wears a little bikini top. So, but I had to change it enough so it doesn't look like Dirty Dragon. And so I changed her eyes and stuff. But like that stuff just happens because the thoughts that were going yesterday, looking up stuff and checking out YouTube. And I remember I sent you a picture of Dirty Dragon, what he looked like. And he was a mailman in the show. So, but he had fire, like smoke all the time will come out of his nose. And so in my strip, you're going to like it. I'm going to put it in our comic where Dagmar is always looking to eat Looney Loon's friend Chucky, because Chucky's a little hippo, but she thinks he's a pig and he smells like bacon. And he's like, I'm not. But she keeps heating him up a little bit, breathing fire. Like, hey. So
hold on 1 second.
Yeah.
My dog kicked the door open again.
Whoa. Your dog's got to go again? What she got? She got another victim?
Yeah.
Let me see. I'm going to see what people are saying over here. Let's see. D. Brad says, I often sing the Jamie COSLEY cartoons theme from YouTube. COSLEY cartoons. Yeah, it's cool, man. I need to see this Whistleteats. Shanky Whistleteats. I'm trying to yell so Jamie hear me. Hey, Jamie! Swig for Whistleteats. It was a good show right now. Jamie included an ad for Sea Monkeys. I'm running low. D. Brad needs some Sea Monkeys, Jamie COSLEY.
All right.
We could do a book about sea monkeys. That'd be cool. Don Lenza, the Giro Man Stalker, is watching for a hot minute. Thank you, Don Lenza. There will be another Giro Man in the future. I'm not sure if there's going to be 2 or 3, but there's going to definitely be an issue 2. If I could wrap up the story in issue 2, that would be great. But we will see. I got plans to collect a lot of my comic books within 2024, 2025. A lot of them are going to be collected. We've yet to make an announcement of what is going to happen officially, but it is happening, man. I got a few projects I have to finish before I get to that. Working on Yog's book 2 right now, and an AEW book 2, a book for AEW. Fight! That's what it says. You know what we did yesterday? I goofed off. I took the evening, early afternoon, evening, goofed off with my daughter. We drove all around the place. We went to Target and went to get ice cream and food and all kinds of stuff. We just goofed off. But we went to Target looking for toys. I bought some Star Wars figures. And but we they got that price check machine, and my daughter always she could do a search on there for product. So she put my name in there on every computer and put it in, and it says, she typed in my name and my books came up. Like the Cat in the Hat book came up.
Yeah.
My Yog's book came up and Gilbert books came up. So every computer we went to, she brought up my name and left those books for pre-order. But it says they're all pre-order on the website. But the Cat in the Hat book comes out. Look at, I have it. I'm going to promote right now. I have advanced copies.
Oh man, I can't wait.
Yeah, this comes out in April. But like, these are advanced copies, so they're black and white on the inside. So they're just like to promote and get business, to get people to order it. But it's kind of cool. I only got like 4 of them, 3 or 4 of them. So it's kind of cool. And but she kept bringing every computer she brought up my name and brought up the books. So every computer in the store had my books on there. But it had Yog's book 2. And I said, I felt the pressure right away, like, Yog's book 2. I'm still drawing that at home, still working on it. Like, how can it be? But it was for pre-order because it comes out in August. So I got to get that finished because it goes to print in February 21st. And needs to go to the printer. So I'm like 20 pages. I originally had the story done in 80 pages, but then it felt too squeezed and too rushed.
Yeah.
Now the story's 107 pages. So I stretched it out a little bit, but man, is it cool. I think it's the best thing I've ever written. And maybe it's because I wrote it already in the 90s and the story's been permeating. Because it percolate. It's been sitting in my head all these years. And now that I'm writing it and getting it out, I'm adding details that I didn't have before. And man, is it cool. There's monsters, there's magic, there's betrayal, there's bad guys, there's good guys, it's just really good, man. But seeing the cover in the Target's computer yesterday, and I said, wait, my book's not done. And my daughter laughed. She goes, Dad, you got to finish. Why are we out here right now? I was like, I know, I got to go home and stay up all night. Yeah.
Well, that's, yeah, I don't know what that's like. I think I'd freak out. I'm not there yet, but that's a good segue because I'm going to take the show and tell item I was going to save for last. I'm going to show it now because you've already mentioned this. Yeah. This is something I have. I meant to show you when you were here. This is from 1996.
Oh, look at that. Oh, that's Slip Dooger. Wow. How do you have that?
You gave it to me.
Did I?
Yeah.
Wow. Oh, that's so cool, man. That scene is in the new book.
It's awesome.
Yeah, it's in there again.
Yeah, this is a treasure.
Oh, that's cool, man.
Yep.
Oh, I'm so glad you have that.
It looked like you did. It looked like you did watercolor here.
Yeah.
And
I did watercolor and then acrylic and ink over it.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Yeah. I wanted it to look like an animation cell.
It does.
And that's why I put the border on there too.
Yeah, the flowers pop off. But yeah, I was looking for something else, and I'm like, oh yeah,
oh, that's cool. You got to send it to take a photo and post it so I could repost and stuff.
I'll do that. Yeah, 1996. It has your name written down.
Wow, because I was working on those guys, and I got a drawing that says 1989, and I was a freshman in. No, I was a freshman in 87, 88 in college. So 89 was my sophomore, junior year or whatever. But I have a drawing of the craze that I drew in 89, and it was a Christmas. I was making Christmas cards. But at that point, they were always black and white, and the card is in color, and I didn't know what color they were, and I made them green. And so I always had ideas that the craze were different colors, like crayons, like a crayon box. But then as I drew the book, I didn't like how they looked in colors, so I just made them black and white like paper. And so the drawing I have is a they're green on there with a Christmas tree and it's saying Merry Christmas or something like that. And so it's kind of fun. But
That's
I
awesome.
know it's hard to pinpoint when they were created, like the exact date, exact moment, but because they kept evolving, and that's saying 96. Because issue number 5, I think I published in 95. And then between the next one came out in 98. It took me a few years, maybe 97. It took me a few years to recoup and gather money. And like, I realized that when I published the first 3 books, I did pretty well. I was able to pay rent and pay some bills. But then when issue 4 came out, it just sunk. Like 4 and 5, like, man, I couldn't sell these. And then number 6, 7, and 8, we had to rebrand as 1, 2, and 3. But I made it through it, man. Got the first 8 out there. Then I made 2 more after that.
Wow.
But it was cool. I liked it, man. It's fun to revisit this stuff. Like, it's all coming back and doing it again. And I have book 3. I have an ending. I have the 3rd book that I never wrote the story before. It hasn't been anywhere. It's only in my sketchbook. So it's really cool to go back, and I'm writing book 3 right now, and it's just really fun. Oh, it's so cool, man. And
Awesome.
I think Paper Cuts announced something today about book 2. Um, there's a promo thing on some I think Goodreads.com,
Uh-huh.
and they're promoting I think the first 6 pages are up today.
Oh,
So it's
that's
cool.
awesome.
Yeah, I got to rebrand and retweet it and do all that good stuff.
Yeah.
Swig for cartoons.
Yeah, man.
Swig for comics. Are you just drinking water?
Yeah.
Got some sweet liqueur in there? No, I just got
I drink water all the time. Sometimes I'll get like half sweet, half unsweet tea. The older I get, I can't drink the sweet tea anymore.
Yeah.
The sweet tea in the South just makes you poop immediately.
It's
almost like
blows it out.
Yeah, it's almost like it's almost like syrup. Like, lady comes to your table, here you go, honey, and it's like barely dripping out. I'm like, no, I gotta have half and half.
Yeah.
And then if I'm good, every week, this is gonna sound crazy, but every week I might have a Pepsi or a Coke. The only once a week.
Do you drink the regular, or do you drink diet sugar-free or Coke Zero or something?
Just regular.
Oh, that's why. It's got a lot of sugar in there.
Yeah, regular Pepsi or regular Coke. And it's so funny because, because I just don't drink sodas anymore because I forever had issues.
Yeah.
And now you drink it. Not only does your nose burn and everything, when you burp, it's just like, it's fire. It's like, oh my,
it hurts.
God.
Yeah, your esophagus is on fire. You're burping hellfire. Like a dragon. Yeah.
All right, here's my second item.
Man, let me see.
I thought this was
second
cool.
item. Second item. Yeah.
I thought this was cool because, reading Whitman and Goldkey and Harvey, you and I both loved Harvey, like Rich and Rich and Hot Stuff and Casper, but you find these stories.
Right.
Well, this is a Charlton Comics Yogi Bear. And I thought it was funny because the guy's name, let me see if I can get it up there.
Oh, yeah.
You see his name?
I do, but I can't read it. I do it. It says D. Brad. Ray Durgo.
Ray Durgo. Look how big his name is.
Wow, they left it on there.
And I didn't think Hanna-Barbera allowed any of that, even with products like this.
Right. Even when I did Gorilla, I would sign every page or to sign the first page, and they'd always take it out.
Really?
Yeah, they'd want my name in the credits on the side of the page.
Oh,
Yeah, they would never put like I do a signature. They would take it out.
that's why
Yeah.
that's so weird because I watched this documentary this week. It was one of the best that I've seen, and it was about and it just came out, so you should be able to watch it if you Google Carl Barks.
Oh yeah.
Um,
Oh yeah. I think
but
I've
it's
seen
talking
it.
about how they never let anybody know who he was until he was. They wanted people to believe that Walt Disney drew the comic books.
Oh
And
yeah.
and then it wasn't until he was in his 60s or 70s before anybody even knew that's Carl. They just called him the good duck artist.
Hmm.
And so that's why I thought this is odd to me.
Yeah, it is. I wonder what year that is. It's got to be in the 60s,
Let me see here.
because they were
Raised-
created in 62, I think it was. Hanna-Barbera.
This is
Because they're real cool, man. Like, and that's a time. Those characters too inspired us big time.
oh yeah.
Like every time I create a character, I feel like it could fit in the Hanna-Barbera universe. You know?
This was printed in 1972.
Wow, that was pre-Star Wars.
Yep.
Were you around then yet? Were you born yet?
That was the year I was born.
Whoa, I
72.
was born 1968, so I was like 4, 3, 4,
Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was cool.
I
We were
can-
little guys. I was watching BJ Dirty Dragon at that time.
my first introduction, I remember I would have been 5 when the Filmation Batman came out.
Yeah, with the Batmite.
Batmite, and he was green.
Yeah,
And man, you just watch 1 or 2 episodes. You put a towel around you with a little
Yep.
clothespin. And I remember I had like Jaws cards.
yeah, yeah.
I wouldn't
remember
watch the movie. I was too little. It scared
Yeah.
me.
that. Yeah, just the image, just the package of the cards had the. I remember it was like just the wax pack had the shark coming up. Maybe it was like yellow. It was always a weird
Oh,
color.
I wish I had kept because I remember it was probably actually Jaws 2,
Yeah,
but Jaws 2, Star Wars, and Superman.
yeah,
Superman cards. I wish I had kept them.
yeah, yeah.
So
I don't know.
here's-
I probably have them in a box somewhere, like underneath my crawl space. I dumped a lot of my stuff into plastic bins when I was still at Mom's house before
yeah,
college and all that. I still probably have all that. I gotta look for it.
this is one thing that I did keep, and this is funny because this I don't even remember. I'm sure I watched it as a kid, but for some reason I kept this.
What is the $6 Million Man?
It's a coloring book.
Yeah,
And it's funny because it just jumps right in. There's no title page, there's no year. And
I like how he's wearing like a blue turtleneck on the cover. That's it.
it looks like I colored one page.
That's good. He looks like that kazoo from Flintstones. Hey, dummies, whatever.
The whole book is empty. It's just like there's a lighthouse. Sorry, there's a lighthouse.
You don't know who he was. Like, what's this
So,
guy?
yeah, because I'm, like I showed you, I'm starting to go down this rabbit hole of wanting to collect Sokies
Oh yeah,
and I'm wanting to get some old Whitman coloring books, and I'm like, I gotta stop getting this stuff.
it's weird, man. It's we went to PowerCon. Me and my son went to PowerCon for Meagle Meet. But PowerCon is like a He-Man, Ninja Turtle, Thundercat type show, a toy show. And we went to the show, and I ended up buying a giant Heathcliff Bank. I bought all these weird things. We bought monkeys. We bought little rubber characters. I bought all these things. So none of it was He-Man, Ninja Turtles, or Thundercats. It was just weird. Like the stuff that you pass up. I might pass up a lot of new Star Wars figures, but always buy these vintage things. If you get a good price, especially Soki toys, if you could get a Soaky for under $20, it's like, man, just
Yeah.
grab it. You know, some of them go high, like Peter Potamus is like $60 it could be, and a lot of them could go up in price. You know what I'm looking for? What I don't have is a toy of Sneasley and Breezely. You remember those guys?
I know the names.
Yeah, they're the Hanna-Barbera, the polar bear and the little seal. They wore little hats, and
Yeah.
I think they might have been on. They might have been on a Miguel Gorilla show or Banana Splits or something. They were on something Squiddly Diddly show. But Sneasley and Breezely, I used to love those guys, but I can't. There's no merch. There's like, there's an old Breezely hand puppet, like with the rubber head. But man, it's impossible to find them because back then kids would play with those, and the glove part would just disintegrate. But the head, you could sometimes find that rubber heads.
Yeah.
But I'm looking for those guys. I know Funko Pop made them, but they don't look right. They got the big eyes. They just look weird.
Well, I just bought. I showed you. I just bought Mushmouth.
Yeah, Mushmouth. Yeah.
Mushmouth. I got that for $12.
Whoa.
And the colors are gorgeous.
Yeah.
And the same place they have Pumpkin Puss.
Yeah.
For $18.
Oh, cool. It's a good deal, sir.
And they have a blue Felix the Cat.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm like, ugh, I want to go back and get them.
Yeah. Man, I got a whole box here. I should. Oh, it's back. Man, my box is buried. It's behind here. I got a lot of stuff in front of it. If I went back there, everything would fall. But yeah, man, I was able to find a lot of Soaky toys in the last few years. I did a show. There's a show on my YouTube channel about me revealing things. Famous Cartoonist reveals things in the playlist, and I've shown all my Soaky toys, and
Nice.
Those are cool, man. They're just captures like the 1960s, and because when we were kids, we would play with those bottles, the soap bottles, because we didn't have toys of these guys. You know, so I have not Magilla. I have Peter Potamus. I think Deputy Dog's in there, but I know the Batman and Robin ones are hard to find. They're not hard to find. They're just expensive. I see them, but they're pricey. But there's a lot that are a lot of money. But you could get like Snagglepuss or something like that. Pretty good deals. Especially at these old antique places. You get Mighty Mouse and Mushmouth or what was that other guy? Muskie? Deputy Dog.
Muskie.
Yeah.
All right, here's who they have up there. Tell me what I should really go and get.
Yeah. Is it the same place we went to?
No, it's a different place.
Oh, cool.
I wish I'd have taken you to this place because they just got a bunch of new stuff. It wasn't really this cool before. So they've got Popeye, Bullwinkle.
Yeah.
Snagglepuss.
Popeye would be cool. I never saw a Popeye Soaky. I don't know if I ever seen one.
All right, let me see here.
I know we saw that Popeye toy that was like $500.
See if I can hold this up without.
Yeah. Oh yeah, there he is. Oh wow, he has the white outfit, and there's Alvin.
Got Alvin.
Porky the Pig.
Here's the Felix and the Pumpkin Puss.
Oh, cool. Yeah, those look good. There's Alvin and Simon, or Theodore, whoever that is Simon.
Yeah.
And Quick Draw McGraw.
So,
and I liked all these guys because like Quick Draw and they're all colored wrong. Like he's red and
that's what I was gonna.
Felix is blue.
Why are they all colored wrong?
Yeah, I never knew why. And you would find sometimes like Fred Flintstone with like a green outfit instead of orange or something.
Yeah.
It was always odd. Yeah.
And this one I think I am going to go back and get.
What was that? Oh, Woody Woodpecker.
Woody Woodpecker.
And he was that was a different company. I think he was I don't know if it was Bubble Bath or Shampoo. They were all Bubble Bath and Shampoo, but I think he was made by a different company. I think that might have been Avon.
Yeah, you're right. I remember seeing Avon on it.
I might be wrong. But the hardest thing to find with Bugs or Woody Woodpecker is the cap, because the cap was his hair. But that thing breaks a lot. Yeah. The top hat was his hair. And so that's a hard part to find. I don't think I have that guy.
I was thinking it would be cool to I mean, I don't know how to do it, and that's the problem. You've got to hire people to do it. But once you do it, you can make. I've got a 3D printer.
Oh yeah.
It would be cool to take and do like little Sokies. They don't even have to open, but you could design it to look like.
Yeah. They're almost like totem poles. They're almost like so you could do a Blue Scar the Barbarian, just his arms have to be like this and he's holding his axe or whatever.
Holding it, yeah.
Yeah. That'd be kind of fun.
Spitfire.
Yeah. I keep thinking about our next book too, sir. I want to do like we did with Meteorite Spitfire and like 20 pager again.
Yeah.
Like I remember when we talked about the story about Looney Loon posing in Marker Mouse's art class. So I wrote that out a lot. Like I drew that. So I'm thinking about like, what if we did like we team up with that story, like both of our art is in that story, and then the other stories maybe we draw our own, like, and so it'd be easier to get them done,
Yeah.
But link them together or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, it'd be fun. I've been writing that book when I'm sitting in places like oil change. I start writing stuff, or I'm waiting for stuff. Red lights, No, I go out when I'm at places where my sketchbook's with me. I start. That's the book I'm writing right now.
That's
but it's
awesome.
it's really goofy and it's really funny, and we're probably gonna have more gags than we could include in the book.
Right.
But we'll just make 2. I don't know. But I'm also thinking like, okay, what if we made this book like, give it a title, give it an actual title. So that could be the title of our crossover event every year. So, or we could do like Marco Mouse meets Lunar Loon, big on the title. But what if we had a title like Art Jam Team Up, and then featuring Marco Mouse and Looney Loon, but like have the title on it every year?
I like that.
That might be kind of fun,
Yeah.
I don't know. I just think about all these things because this way, like if we have other stories that don't necessarily cross over, but like we have a story, say we do a story and we like, oh man, we need 4 pages. And you could say, well, golly gee, Artie, I got a 4-page with Wally D story we can put in there. And I'm like, all right. So then we can put it in there. It doesn't have to be those guys,
Yeah.
So that's what I was thinking.
And I got this guy. He actually appeared. He appeared in one Wally D comic strip, which means it was in WDW magazine.
Yeah.
And his name was Toupee.
Toupee.
And he's this little brown duck, and he's just a big talker. He's like, I'm gonna make you star, baby. Star. I'm gonna take He's like, everybody's gonna know your name. And Wally D's like, oh, okay. He goes, stick with me. And he's kind of like a Top Cat or somebody. He doesn't have any connections at all.
Is he like related to Digital Duck?
Yeah.
Digital Duck likes to drink coffee. Digital Duck.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
record that still.
I can't wait. I can't wait for that one. And it would really be cool. Do you know? I'm sure you've seen his stuff before. Dave Alvarez.
Probably.
He's a fantastic cartoonist. Does like Bugs Bunny stuff.
Oh, does he draw the Bugs Bunny stuff for DC Comics?
Yes.
Yeah, I know him. Yeah.
Well, he's been doing these, and I love them. He's been doing these little. They're not necessarily animated. It'll just be like almost showing like sequential art, but then he puts music behind it. So it's kind of
cool.
It has that feel. And I'm like, man, I really want to do stuff like that because he'll be like, let's say it's basically 6 or 7 panels, but he blows them up on the screen and then puts music, and sometimes he'll like fade the edges so it looks like it's an old cartoon.
Oh, cool.
And I'm like, if I could figure out a way to do that for my shorts, because I have a lot of luck with the YouTube shorts.
Yeah. I see you doing them. Yeah.
But, because I'll get 19, like this latest one, I got 1,900 views. But then you go to Yankee Doodle and it's like 35.
Yeah. No. Yeah. 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 I don't know what that is. Yeah. Like, is it like because you debuted it on Monday at 2 o'clock, or is it, I don't know what it is. What's specific?
And it's probably because attention spans are just no longer there, and you're not gonna, because I try to keep all of my long form under like 10 minutes.
Yeah. Oh,
10
yeah.
because people are like, I'm sick of watching this guy.
People click on it and then they click away, but it counts as a view, but it doesn't. People don't absorb it.
Right.
Like it's real cool. Like I see, like myself and other artists, I know that when people are working, they watch these live streams and listen to things. Like
Yeah.
Deep Red, he's working right now and he's listening to us. And Anthony Latch is stocking milk and he's listening. But like when people are working, they're listening and they're watching the video, mostly listening, because that's how I am. And I just know that's what people go. And there's several times like people watch them all the way through. I don't know if there's a way to find that out, but I know that we're streaming right now on like 8 different spots. So whenever we're done, I always count all of the views, and we get like about 300 at a time.
That's
But
awesome.
it never goes crazy. We don't get like 20,000. Like it's just always like 300, 150. So
It will though. It will though. Because I'm telling you what, my my focus for the last year has been to grow the channel. Like even more so than, like, it's been a year and 2 months, and I've got 874 subscribers in that time.
Yeah, that's good. And that's like homegrown stuff. That's not just like people spamming you. That's real people clicking.
Right.
Yeah.
And if you look, and the thing that helps, for our listeners,
yeah, that's right. Click, like, and subscribe.
Sharing the link,
mm-hmm.
like actually copying and pasting it.
Yeah.
And then comments. If you comment on something, it does something to the algorithm. So I've got quite a few people that are always kind enough to leave comments, and of course I'll ask questions too. Like this week, I had a kid, I think it's a kid, figure out all 10, because I picked some pretty obscure cartoon characters like Sydney the Elephant and Inspector Clouseau. and he figured it all out, and I'm like, and he did it with the clues because some of that stuff is really like Flip the Frog. If you're not familiar with Iworks, you're not going to know Flip the Frog.
Yeah, that's true.
You're going to be like, I don't think I've ever seen that.
I like that page you drew from a whole characters. You drew on one page was off from memory. That was a good show. I like that one. You were drawing them all. I know you knew what they look like, but you were COSLEYizing them a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was cool. It was a good time.
I'm hoping by the end of this year, because I've been watching closely. There's this one lady, and she was averaging 1,700 to, let's say, 4,000 views on her shorts, right?
Yeah.
And I've been following her like since she started, and all of a sudden, no lie, if you go now, you get 60,000, 100,000.
Yeah.
And once it hits, man, there's no stopping it.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
And that's what I'm banking on, because then you have that audience, whereas you used to have the gatekeepers would be like, oh, well, you've got to be with me because we can put you in front and blah blah blah.
If you're on my channel, we could really boost your numbers. Yeah.
And if you do it on your own, and so that's why I've poured so much. Like every day, I try to do something, and if I put a short out and it immediately doesn't get views, I'll delete it and post it again.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Oh, cool.
I have seen it. Like, I wait 5 minutes, and if it gets no views, I'll post it again, and look later, it's like 500 views.
Wow, I wonder if that would work with live streams, because I know that it's harder to catch views with a live stream, but I know that if you post a video, you get more views with a post versus
Yeah.
live stream. I don't know. We on the Aya Comics channel, we do pretty good with the live streams are averaging around 60 or 70
Uh-huh.
views, and our videos are averaging about 70 to 100. So it's not much more. I think everyone who watches the Aya Comics channel is watching it. You know,
Yeah.
everyone who's already watching is watching. Even though we have like 900 subscribers, whatever it is,
Yeah.
we're so close to getting 1,000 that it's been so close for like 6 months now. We just need like 5, and nobody
Well, do,
nobody will join. I don't understand.
do this. Do this. When you get a chance, and I know
Yeah.
you're way busier than I am, but take one of your paintings, and it can even be an old one, okay?
Yeah.
And have Audrey keep it around 25 seconds,
Yeah.
and put it title it like took me 30 hours to paint this.
Yeah.
All right. And then slowly turn it around
Oh.
and reveal it and watch your flipping views, and you'll get those 5 people instant. Just say, hey, Audrey.
Yeah, that's what you do on your when
I'm
you show.
telling you, man, people want to see. It was like any type of reveals, or, and I'm not doing this, but some people ruin their drawings. They'll like tear them up.
Oh.
And
What are you doing?
then they'll redraw them. I'm not doing that.
No.
There's a lot of young people. But this one kid, he was like, it took me 70 hours to do this. He got like 30 million views.
Wow.
30 million.
Yeah, that's crazy, man.
So try doing one YouTube short. Just say, took me 72 hours to paint this, and then slowly turn it around, and then say, oh yeah, subscribe. I bet you
like and subscribe.
I bet you'll have your 5 like that.
I drew I painted a Taylor Swift painting for my daughter for her birthday.
Oh, that is awesome.
And I posted it anywhere I post it, like Facebook, it's got a whole bunch of likes. Like that's the most liked photo anywhere. I don't know if it's because my art is so awesome or it's because Taylor Swift. You know, I'm not sure what it is.
It's both, because I took a screenshot and I sent it to my friend who's a huge Taylor Swift fan.
Yeah.
And she was like, oh my gosh, that is amazing. Because one of the things that's really hard to do is to capture somebody's likeness with so few lines.
Yeah.
I mean, you did.
Yeah.
You like, whoop, whoop, and I'm like, that looks just like her.
You don't even have, I didn't even paint her face. I put eyes and lips. That's it.
And you did the same thing. You drew my little brother Steven once, and I was like, that looks just like him. And you did like 2 little, like, boop, boop, and then I'm like,
Squiggle.
that looks just like him. And
that looks like Steven.
But yeah, try it this week. Get you and Audrey do a short, and just one of those, like, guys, you're not gonna believe this.
Mm-hmm.
It took me a while to do it. And then you're gonna get new people and hit that 1,000, because you're bound to have the hours by now, because y'all have been, how long have you had that channel?
Since 2017, I think.
Oh, good gosh.
2013 maybe.
You're
it's been a long time. Because we have it, like me and all you guys, we all have the login, we all post videos, but I'm the one who kind of took it over. Like I just, and Skoke's on there, reads stories, and Franco does catching up with Franco. But we were doing new release ones. So there's a lot of videos that we have. We have a lot of different, we actually have it's like a channel. Like we had a lot of different type of shows.
Yeah.
But I seem to be the one who took it over, but which is fine. And the only thing is that it's a shared channel. It's not just my channel, but it's still cool though. I like it all. We're all comics.
Yeah.
But we had it a while. And when we first had it, we weren't sure how to do it. And this live streaming stuff happened around the pandemic. And that's when, like, since 2-3 years ago, that's when we got a lot of views. But that's when all of these videos, we started making a lot of videos. So it's kind of fun. I dig it.
Yeah,
I dig it, man. I dig it.
I love it. It's another creative outlet too, because I think about like how I'm going to introduce the subject. Like there are certain ones, like how to draw the Grinch, how to draw Underpants, how to draw SpongeBob. Those all have like 300 and 400 views, whereas some of the lesser known Hanna-Barbera characters, I'm hovering around 50 to 100 views.
Yeah.
But the thing that's encouraging is the same people are coming back every week and engaging. And sometimes ordering commissions or ordering fire or
I get a lot of repeat, and your guys who are real devoted, the fans who are really support you all the way, because even my kids, I listen to what they say, and I was telling, like, I print books, I make stuff, I bring it to the store all the time, and there's our guy Brian Lynch at the store, the Hot Wing of Justice guy.
Yeah.
Like, no matter what I bring, he'll just take a copy and buy it, and he'll even say, I heard him say, "I think I have this already, but I want it again." I'm like, okay. And so I told my son, I said, "Man, that Brian Lynch guy, like, when we're packing stuff, I said, I got to save an extra one. Brian Lynch is going to want one of each of these." And he says, and then I said, and he picks it up. Even if he has it, he doesn't even ask how much it costs. He just buys it. And then my son said, "Dad, you need about 100 Brian Lynches." Like, I know, that's what I'm looking for. I got about, I got a few of them, but you see that, like, when a new book goes on my website or on eBay or something, I get the same guys buying, which is cool because that's your audience, that's your fans. And the biggest fandom that I have is probably at C2E2 when I go there. That's when everybody waits for that one day a year, that one weekend to come and get all my stuff. So if I have a whole bunch of new stuff at C2E2, that's when I do really well.
That's cool.
Yeah, so it's kind of like for me, that's the payoff weekend. But you need 100 Brian Lynches, and you need a few payoff weekends throughout the year. And so that's what it's all building up to, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
It could be done. But then also I'm trying to limit my travel this year because I've been traveling a lot last year, which I still came home at, I probably made more than what I spent. But if I spent like 2,000, but then I come back with 2,600, like, oh, I just only made $600.
Right.
So that's what traveling was doing to me last year. Like, so I always felt like I'm traveling, but I'm trading my stuff so I could go there. And it was kind of like I'm still making money coming back, but the expenses was getting a little bit too much because, man, I did like 15 shows last year. I did a lot. I did I know I was gone for 10 weeks in a row, 10 weekends in a row. So this year I'm only doing like 3 shows so far.
Yeah.
So I'm going to try to do 3 shows, but I'm going to try to make more stuff. I need to be home to make more comics. Because last year I would come home on a Monday, and then Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, work real hard, and then I get on a plane again on Friday. It's like, man, this is rough.
Yeah.
So, and the Cat and the Hat people are sending me on a world tour, man. They're sending me on a 5-city tour from Chicago, New York, Florida, Cincinnati, all of these towns, all these like 5 cities. I'm not sure exactly what city. Maybe Florida. I think it's Florida, but it's between Chicago and all up and down the East Coast, which is really fun. And I'm going to do it because they're going to pay the way. They're putting me on it. They got me on a schedule, and so I was like, yeah, let's do it. So we're going to really promote the new Cat in the Hat book.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah, it's fun, right? Yeah.
Hold on one more second. My dog.
Yeah, dude. I'm going to read some of the fans. What are the fans saying? It says, can Jamie COSLEY sing the cartoon theme song? Can you got to sing that live. COSLEY cartoons. It's a big influence of mine was Gene Hazelton's Flintstone comic strips. Yeah, man. Yeah, those Flintstone strips are awesome. D. Brad requests, sir, that he wants you to sing the COSLEY cartoons theme song live. I think it's only one note.
Yeah, it's so funny because my buddy Jesus, I I met him. I guess it was at Baltimore. Just a great guy. He sent me his own version that he made.
Oh yeah,
of COSLEY cartoons. He said I sing it every week. It's
cool. It'd be cool to hear like a heavy metal version of it. Ooh, Gene Simmons singing it.
Yeah.
Big influence on me.
Maybe your buddy.
Rand Oogler.
Yeah, Rand.
Yeah. Dave Alvarez is amazing. He says, "Look who's here, yeah. Tyler COSLEY,
hey!
famous thing." That's right, man. We're famousing together. That Taylor Swift painting will be a good reveal video. Yeah. Oh, I should do that.
You know what?
I'm gonna reveal that.
Do hashtag Taylor Swift.
Mm-hmm.
And then at YouTube, he's right. I bet you. Oh man, yeah.
That would be good, right?
That's the one you should do.
I got to steal from my daughter's room now.
Yep.
She's decorated. I inspired her to decorate and rearrange her whole bedroom so she can hang that painting.
That's
awesome. Kind of cool. Now it looks all. She got these lights in there. It looks like very Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all pink and
Ava's, she loves the pink too, man.
Yeah, so it's cool. Jesus Marquez.
Hey!
Cartoons.
There he is.
I know that guy. I recognize him.
He's
I haven't seen him in years. Swig,
yeah.
Swig for all these people.
Oh yeah.
Swig for cartoons. Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
I need a warm up. That's all right. I'm so used to drinking cold coffee. I can't drink it fast enough. Plus, like, what do you call it? Microwaved coffee versus fresh coffee. It doesn't last as long. The heat. I don't know why the heat goes away.
Isn't there like? Can't you get like a special mug or cup or something that?
Oh yeah.
Keeps it hot.
Hot mug. Maybe. It might be, I'm afraid to look it on the internet. It might be something slang. Searching for a hot mug.
Hot links.
Oh my God. Yeah. Hot lang. Oh my God. Yeah. Yeah. We should make songs too, sir. We should make songs together.
Well, we could do. That's why if we did live closer to each other, not only could we do cartoons, but we could do the music. That's what I love about.
Yeah.
Because Bill Hanna's the one that wrote the Flintstones song, right?
Did he? Oh, I didn't know that.
I think he actually wrote that. Flintstones, meet the Flintstones.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's cool.
That was him. And I'm like, man, we could do that for all of our characters.
Man, I love that. I'm working on a Meteorite song still. I have like all of the parts when I remember them, I record them on the voice memo. And then later on, I try to put them all together. And I want to finish the Digital Duck one too. I wrote a bunch of lyrics for it. Yeah, it's kind of funny. Digital Duck needs extension cord. Digital Duck doesn't use paper. Digital Duck. Yeah. Yeah, we got to do a Digital Duck comic. So right away, man, what was it? Oh, I should have wrote it down, man. Oh, it's not Marathon. What if we call our book called Art Jamathon?
Oh, yeah.
That might be cool, right?
I like that.
Because I know that you had Art Jamathon #1. I thought that might be kind of cool.
I like it.
I got to write it down because I was thinking about it as we were talking.
Yeah.
But if I don't write it down, it's going to leave. But I thought Art Jamathon, because I know I call my buddy Scoot McMahon. I call him Scoot McMania. Yeah.
Oh, that's another thing. And this is really funny, and it's true. And I think Tyler is the one that suggested it to me. My video yesterday, I did. This is my favorite turtle, and then I slowly did the reveal, and I said his name is I think his name is Michael Nardo.
Yeah,
and people will go, no, his name is Leonardo. So that gets the comments going.
Yeah, you did it wrong. They're trying to correct you. Yeah.
And I think it was Philip. Philip said, my favorite is Raffaello.
Raffaello.
And so you get people going, like you you do it on purpose, and then they're like, no, you idiot, his name is so and so. But those comments, once they start coming, it does something to the algorithm, and you end up getting more views, and then ergo you get more subscribers. Because I think 1 week, the video that I did that had 8,000 views, I got 37 new subscribers.
Whoa!
At one time.
We're gonna get 100 today. Everyone watching right now subscribing. They're like, man, I can't miss. Hey, man, I can't miss another part of this, man. I'm gonna join.
Yeah,
it's all true.
That's right.
It's all true.
Got, oh yeah, and then mine is, I hope you dig it.
Hope you dig it. Yeah, digging it fresh, yo.
Hope you dig it. Right on.
I dig it. Right on. Yeah, my kids always point out. I don't realize what I say to people when I'm out there. They said, Dad, you just told that guy right on. I'm like, yeah, did I? This is the waiter. Like, right on, dude. Right on. It's like, why are you saying that? I don't know. Like, it's the most positive thing. Right on.
Yeah, we grew up with Fonzie and
yeah, cool. And they were asking me, what's better, to be awesome or to be cool? And I said, being cool is better. Because when people say, hey, man, are you awesome? I said, no, man, I'm cool. You know, cool overrides everything because cool is so chill, you know? Man, that guy was awesome. I think he was cool. He was awesome. No, cool's better. Cool's better, Daddy-o. Because cool's so cool, you don't have to do anything else because you're cool. Yeah. It's like, hey, man, you want a cup of coffee? I'm cool. Or like, you want a cup of coffee? Cool. And, you know, so cool's always better. That was a discussion I had with her yesterday when we were goofing off at the restaurant.
That's cool. Daddy-daughter dates.
See? That's cool. Yeah.
Those are special.
Yeah, I like them, man, because we went to get chicken. Went to Raising Cane's Chicken. And I never been there inside. I've always ordered it drive-through. But we went in there, man, it was fresh, was good, it's soft chicken. And you dip it in their sauce. And the thing I like about this place is their menu is just, it's all the same. Do you want 2 pieces, 4 pieces, or 6 pieces? That's it. It's all the same. And I asked, do you have any other sauces? No. Do you have cheese fries? No. Do you have this? No. I asked a bunch of stuff. Like, all right, cool. And we ate there. And then after that, I said to her, I want candy. Let's go to Target. And we went to Target and just bought candy. She goes, that's why you're here? Do you need a cart? It's like, no, we'll hold everything. Come on. So we went to I forgot, but there's a Valentine's Day aisle. The Valentine's aisle. It's like, there's a whole bunch of candy and everything shaped like hearts and cute and stuff. So I bought a bunch of stuff. So people are getting Valentine's this year.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So I had to hide the bag. And I bought 2 action figures. I bought a Inquisitor. And it's the, man, where is it? Should I show them? I'm going to reveal them. I'm going to show you what I bought.
Big reveal.
Yeah. Hello, I'm back. Look at, I already opened them. I bought this guy.
Oh yeah, I remember him.
And he's the vintage style. I thought he was cool. I didn't know they made this guy like in this style. I saw the retro one, but I thought he was cool, so I got him. I wasn't even looking for him, and I want him, even though people hate him on the show because his head wasn't. The whole complaint, his head's not long enough. Like really, like. But I thought he was cool. I liked him.
Hold on one more second.
I got another guy I bought.
I want to see him. Hold on.
He's got these cool earmuffs on his side too. Ear caps. Yeah, he's cool. I got him. I like him. I ordered some new guys off a Hasbro website last night while watching Better Call Saul. I got another guy. I got this guy.
Yeah.
And here's another guy I got. Look at this. It's the Mimban Soldier. I think he's Mimban Soldier. But check this out. Look who it is. It's Din Djarin. It's
Oh,
the guy from The Last of Us, whatever that
yeah.
show is. Yeah, it's him. He's in there. You can never see his face, but remember his conflict of him trying to remove his helmet. So this is kind of cool. I
That was
like him.
Bill Burr, right?
Yeah, he was in. That was a really good episode. Remember
Yeah.
that guy was talking to Bill Burr across the table about the army, about how they're gonna control and kill people, and then
Oh,
they
yeah.
shoot. That was cool. And then there's also he's got this gun that fits in his holster. Look, fits right there. Pew, 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 pew. But these guys are really cool. I don't always know which Star Wars figures I'm going to buy until I see them in a store.
Uh-huh.
Because they had Han Solo, they had Lando with the skiff outfit. They had a few guys, but I don't need these guys. I don't have these guys. I don't have these guys in my collection, so they're cool. And I like the retro ones too, but they're hard to find. They had the retro ones, but they had Ahsoka and they had that witch lady, the one who got the witch powers. But I had left them behind. I didn't like them.
Why didn't they make one of that dude with the gold face?
Yeah, that'd be cool. I'm sure
He's
they
awesome.
will. Hopefully they will, man, because those are cool. And I bought online last night when I got home. I bought Chrysanthemum, the big Wookiee guy,
Uh-huh.
and I bought the other guy who everyone was wondering who he was, but then when he got killed, he turned to dust. That guy, I
Yeah.
don't even know his name. And but I bought them online, and then I bought Fennec Shan with the removable helmet, and that's the removable helmets and stuff. That's what gets me. I like to do that because when you were a kid, you take Leia's helmet off and Stormtrooper Luke helmet, they would come off.
Yeah.
So that was cool. But I bought the retro ones last night because I like the retro ones. They look like the original Kenner. I like those.
Yeah.
So, but I'm looking for there's a new ones too. I think they might be from Obi-Wan or Mandalorian. They're just set with Luke Skywalker in there and Grogu. I don't have those.
Oh, they come in a box?
Yeah, there's a few. There's a few I'm missing. But I'm losing track because, like we said earlier, it's hard to keep up with toys, but the vintage ones sneak into our collections. Like I can never pass on the vintage ones, but the regular new ones I could always pass them up. It's different.
Yeah.
And I have so many characters, man. You've been in my house. I got too many.
You have
I
all
got
of
too many. I got way too many. I got all of them. And this is my favorite. One of my favorite ones too. My wife bought me for Christmas a few years ago. It's my
Oh.
hula girl. Yeah, look at her. She's nice. Yeah, she sits here, looks at me. She sits there and tells me things. But I gotta wait till like 2 a.m. when I'm real tired, and then she starts talking. So
Yeah.
it's kind of she was not talking right now. Yeah. That's cool. What are people saying? What are people saying, man? The dynamic duo. Wayne is here. Wayne says, D. Brad, no, seriously, Jamie. Let's hear a live version of COSLEY Cartoons. Just gonna sing it.
Okay. Let me give me
Sing
some
it?
water.
Yeah. And see, he says, oh my God, what about Harold's, Trader? Oh yeah, I had to go.
No.
I had to go there. My daughter picked the place. I'm sorry. But yeah, Kane's chicken was really good.
Hold on 1 second.
Yeah, man. Brian Lynch is here too. Good afternoon, gents. Good afternoon, Mr. Brian Lynch. I like this. This is a good show. We're doing good. We're showing things. We're revealing things. Things are being revealed. He's going to get his guitar, I think. It's a really quick song, though. The song's like 3 seconds.
Yeah.
COSLEY Cartoon.
Yeah, just goes,
maybe 4 seconds at the most.
COSLEY Cartoon. Then it goes.
That was it. That was the live version. Pudding. You do one strum.
Yeah, I do. It was so funny because when I was trying to come up with something that I would use, Ava liked the one where I go, a COSLEY Cartoon. But it sounds too much like Bullwinkle. And I didn't want somebody to say, oh, you're just, this. So I came up with that. And She didn't like it at first, but I think she really likes it now.
D. Brad says thank you. Look at that. That's right. He liked it. That was good. That was a special request. Brian Lynch said you should open for Taylor Swift.
Boy, that would help my comics career.
Mm-hmm. You'd have a 3-second opening act. There'd be more time to prep. You'd have more time walking on stage. That'd be funny. Cartoon.
This is my only song. Thank you for being here tonight.
You should put it on your SoundCloud account. That'd be cool. Upload it there. I watched your video of is it Clear as Clearwater or Crosby, Stills and Nash song?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was cool.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, man. I like the way you sing and play music. Yeah. That's why I want to come over to your house and just rock on. Or we could get a music studio, art studio, and just do stuff.
Well, I love when you were here and you took like a little clip and put it on.
Oh yeah. Yeah, recorded you singing.
We did one last week that, man, I just when you got to meet her, I just love the way Abby sings. She's just got such a soulful, and man, I really enjoyed the one we did last week. But it's fun too to do the silly stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Digital duck.
Digital duck. Digital duck.
Man, now I want to go to Target and look for toys.
Yeah, there's different ones. Different Targets around here have different figures.
Yep.
Yeah. So I also want to get those superpowers. There's a few superpower toys I want to get. But I could buy everything. You can get everything online. Just go buy it right now. But I always like when I'm shopping online, I put everything in my cart, add to cart. And then like 3 days later, I just still not checking out yet. I always hover around it with the mouse, check out. Like, I don't know. $75, man, do I need all this stuff? And when my daughter said yesterday, when I bought these, she said, what do you do with them when you buy them? I'm like, well, I open them up. She said, do you play? I'm like, yeah, a little bit. And she went, oh. And I said, and I show them on my YouTube. And I do a reveal show. And she went, oh, okay. So they're like confused. Why do I need all these things? So, but she's right. I got to limit the collecting. It's starting to overwhelm. But I did stop a lot. I used to order full cases of figures. And then I just pick out what I want out of the case and I take the rest to the store, like all your comics. But it was costing me, every time I buy a case is like $200, like whatever the case is. So I'm like, man, this is not like, I take 3 figures out. That's not worth $200 to me to take 3 figures and bring like 12 to the store, whatever it is. And so like, man, I'll just have the store order their own. But it was a cool way. I felt like that was my contribution to being a co-owner for like, I'm adding things, but it was costing me so much money. Like I get a Luke Skywalker and he cost me $34. Like what? And I open him and it's not worth it. So yeah. Brian Lynch, thrill of the chase. Yeah, you guys like hunting for toys is always better.
It is. It's more fun. Like I get such a thrill out of being in a flea market and finding it than finding it online. It's kind of like, I mean, it's cool, but when you see it and you're like, especially like you were saying, if you could find a Soki, like if it's $10 to $12, I'm probably gonna get it.
Yeah. Like there's a few things that I bought at flea markets and toy shows where they were expensive, but I'm like, oh man, then I start walking away and I turn around and go get it because I know it's always that guy who says, where are you going to find another one? I'm like, You're right, because I have 2 in the 60s Ideal toys made Hanna-Barbera figures that were squeaky, but they go on the back of you put them on the back of a little cart that had wheels and you pull it, and it was for a little kid's toy. So I have a Droopalong Coyote and I have a Magilla Gorilla that go on the back of these things. And I don't know who else they made, I think those are the only ones because they're casted in a fleshy color, so they have to make flesh tone characters. Like so, Magilla Gorilla they used it's like a lighter beige brown, and then Magilla and Droopalong are the same colors. So I have those two, but I know the Droopalong was like $60. And I'm like, man, I don't want him. But then, oh, I like him though. I want him. So
Yeah.
I end up buying him. But a lot of times, if you go to a toy show or vacation, you have that toy show money and C2E2 money. It doesn't come out of like when you're at Target, it's like dad money. Like, oh man, I gotta pay bills, but man, I could afford 2 Star Wars figures, you know. But when you're at a toy show, that's when I always spend stuff or C2E2. I'm there ready and I had a good first day and then I'll go toy shopping. And it works because I didn't count the money I made yet. So like even when the kids want to meet celebrities, I just give them money and I was like, here, go. And they're like, but dad, you had to sell a lot of books. I said, I didn't count the money yet. If you ask me on Monday, I'm going to say, no, just take it, go. And they're like, all right. So it's a different mindset mentality, you know.
I saw my Target had He-Man Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle figures.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was weird. I did a double take. I was like, what?
Like
What is
together in a pack together?
Yeah, it was like a He-Man turtle.
Oh,
It was like Grayskull that like a mashup.
wow.
It looked like somebody built it and put it.
They left it there.
And I was like,
I didn't see those yet.
is that for real? And now
I saw the Turtle Stranger Things crossover figures.
oh yeah,
There's
well,
one is upside down in a package like that.
So you got the turtle figure. Well, this was actually a turtle figure if he were in Eternia.
Oh,
So he's got like Man-at-Arms gear on or He-Man's gear on. It's weird.
little fuzzy underwear.
And I'm like, what is this? I didn't even know this was coming out.
That's
That's still my jam.
Yeah, it never hooked in. It didn't land with me. I watched it and
You were
I was
you were
loaded
older too. You would have been older.
Yeah.
Because I was like 9 or 10, and it was just like,
yeah. The only thing that stuck was the Thundercats. That stuck with me. I love that so much.
Thundercats.
Thundercats was cool.
My friend Drew Moss, he's drawing the Thundercats book.
Oh, cool. The new one?
Yeah, that thing sold like 170,000 copies.
Yeah. And they have Rob Liefeld covers and stuff.
Dang.
Yeah, I want to get that. I want to check out the first one.
Yeah, that was a big win. I'm happy for him. He's a good dude.
Yeah, remember years ago, I think it was 90s, it had been mid-90s, where they brought the Thundercats back, and it was drawn by Ed McGuinness, drew it. Remember that?
Mm-hmm.
And that was the first time they brought them back since Star Comics, but they brought back the Thundercats with a sequel. It was a sequel to where the show ended, and it was it good. It was the best, and I remember that. It was like a mini series. Then they did another mini series, which was in the future, and Wily Kit and Wily Cat were grown up. Then they did a third one that was about dogs. Dogs invaded them, and it just started getting weaker and weaker. The first two were really good, because in the second sequel, Lionel was the king, like he was ruling, and he had a long beard and stuff. I thought that was cool. But the series they got not as good as it went. So, but the first one was really cool, man. Ed McGuinness drew it. I even forgot who wrote it. I can't remember. I wasn't looking at writers and artists. I was looking at the characters.
Yeah.
But when I recognized him, like Ed McGuinness drawing Thundercats with real big line, I was like, man, that's cool.
Yeah.
Those were the best.
He
because
did
it was coming out then.
He drew Superman, didn't he?
Yeah, he drew the Batman Superman book where they teamed up.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was called World's Finest or it was it had the shield and the bat logo together. That was the first time they ever had that like that.
Yeah,
I think it was just called Superman Batman.
He draws really cool.
He draws real thick.
Thick,
real
squishy.
Big, real thick and squishy and thick. Real big chest and arms, and he just draws good.
My favorite my personal favorite Batman artist
Yeah.
is Nick. I think it's Darrington.
Oh,
He did a.
I don't know.
You're not familiar with him?
No, maybe probably his art, but I don't know his name.
Yeah, it's oh my gosh, it is the coolest looking Batman I've ever seen. I forget the name of the Batman Universe, maybe is what it was.
What era? Like what years?
Let me
Is it recent?
I got the trade paperback. Let me grab it real quick.
I like that. It's like a real show and tell. I like that. My guys were always I was like the Batman family in the 1960s. Had when you first saw Ace the Bat Hound and Batgirl was still wearing green and yellow or green and red outfit. Those were the best. That's what I'm digging. Swig for waiting for Jamie. Swig. You guys like the shows? Is it a good show? Let me see what you guys are saying. Those Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle He-Man toys are pretty cool. I saw the Mouse Jaw Trap one. Wow, really? I don't know those exist. I'm going to go check them out. Both of those things missed me, though, as a kid. But I read the comics, Ninja Turtle comics, and they were awesome. There's the Turtles and Monsters figures, too. I have Leo as the creature in the Black Lagoon. Oh, I saw those. And I saw the Dungeons and Dragons guys. The War Duke. I saw him, and he was really cool. Tom Holbrook is here. Sweet for favorite cartoonists. Tom Holbrook. He's a good man. He's performing as Wizzo lately. He's a magician doing his thing. Where's Jamie? We're going to edit out this part of the live stream. Here he is. He's coming back. Can't find it. No worries.
I can't find it. Well,
all right.
You gotta look him up.
Yeah.
I think it was called Batman Universe. I bet Tyler borrowed it.
What's his name?
Nick Darrington. I think it's
Darrington.
D-E-R.
I'm gonna look him up right now. I'm real curious.
Yeah, I just like he gives Batman these real narrow eyes, and I just really like his style.
I'm gonna look it up right now. Look to Batman. Darrington, yeah. Oh, look at that. He's very modern. He's painterly.
Yeah.
Yeah, look at here he is. Is that him?
Yeah, I just look at how narrow those eyes are.
He draws real clean. Look at animated series style. Yeah.
That is, I think, the cover to
look at that one.
What if it's up in my bedroom, maybe?
You drew the modern one from the movie.
Yeah, from the movie.
I like him. I was always a Batman. Yeah, that looks good. He looks real clean, real nice.
Yeah, that.
I'm going to show you my favorite Batman whenever I think of Batman. There's a certain pose that I think about whenever I think people say, what's your favorite Batman? And it's from the 1960s. It's a shot of Batman posing with Commissioner Gordon and Ace the Bat Hound and I think it was Sheldon Madoff may have drew it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, here it is. I found it. This is the one picture. Whenever I said this is my favorite Batman right there.
Oh, cool.
Sheldon Moldoff. Is that Sheldon? Bob Kane drew that. Bob Kane drew this one. But that's always been my favorite. When people say the Batman family, I think of this.
Yeah.
Like Alfred, Batmite, and the Batgirl's got the green outfit and Batwoman. That's my favorite. That's what Batman looks like to me all the time. That's when that's what he's supposed to look like.
There's some free DC cartoons on Tubi. On the Tubi.
Oh, yeah.
And I haven't been following. I mean, other than like stuff that you've done, I just don't really follow. So I don't know how
Yeah.
like mature they are.
Oh yeah, because
I was like listening. I'm like, what did they just say?
yeah, because I think Harlequin is fornicating out there. And
Yeah, it was like it was her. She
Yeah.
says, "Come here, sweetie." And then I turned around. I'm like, what am I watching?
Yeah, it's weird to like navigate that if you don't want your kids to find it. Yeah, yeah,
I mean, enjoy it. If that's your thing, enjoy it. It just took me.
yeah.
I was just expecting like, pow, zap.
Dun, 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 dun,
And it
dun.
was Harley Quinn, and she was in need of clothes. I was like, oh wow.
Yeah, she's naked. She's running around.
But yeah, Tubi's got a lot of like old, because that's where I was watching like the old Filmation Flash Gordon.
Oh yeah, that's good.
And, yeah, the old Filmation. What I haven't seen anybody. I used to love the old Filmation Lone Ranger.
Oh, those are good too. And Tarzan,
Yeah.
remember?
Tarzan
Zorro,
Hour?
we were all on there.
Man, that was my jam. Saturday.
Yeah, that was cool.
Holy
And you'd be mad if like you wake up and you missed it because you woke up too late. Like,
Yeah.
oh man, or you only see the last 5 minutes. Like,
because
oh,
it came on like at 10 or 11, so it was pretty
Yeah.
late.
I think Super Friends was on at 7 a.m. for us. And
Yeah.
like, man, I hated that because it was hard. Like you didn't even always get to see them, you know. But
Yeah.
there's this I discovered on, I think it's Amazon Prime, that has a whole bunch of documentaries. There's like a documentary of a guy who collects Batman stuff. Then there's a documentary of who created He-Man. And then there's a documentary of that Hurt and Fantastic Four movie, Roger
Oh,
Corman.
yeah.
So it's all weird documentaries. Even one about, it says Chris Claremont's X-Men,
Yeah.
and all of that's on there, and it's free. You just watch it. But I was watching some of those. I put them on while I'm making dinner or eating dinner. I put some of those on, and
Yeah.
they're kind of cool, man. So go on I think it's on Prime. I think that's where I found them.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of cool stuff when you look, if you look around, because now, like, if I watch regular TV and the commercials kick in, I'm like, man, this sucks. And listen, I don't know, like I'm not used to that anymore. Like, I don't like it. So
Yeah.
these Prime shows, these documentaries are kind of cool. They're all hurting. They look like they're made for YouTube. They're not really good quality, but
Right.
they're still entertaining. But the Batman collector guy, I was watching him, and he was getting me mad, so I had to turn it. I couldn't finish because I'm thinking like he was not getting me mad, but like he wasn't doing anything exciting, and they kept between all the scenes while he was talking, they were making action figures fight and play. Like, oh, this is stupid. Like, man, I was getting so mad at it. It was taking too long to get to the point,
Yeah.
and so I didn't end up watching. I
That-
didn't finish watching that one.
That's what I love so much about the guy that does those. His latest one is The Good Duck Artist. Disney tried to erase his name. And
Oh,
the way he tells the story is so captivating. I mean, he is just, just little bits at a time. He talks about the creator of Astro Boy was a huge fan of Carl Barks before he
oh,
knew
cool.
who Carl Barks was. And and he's got some, like he did one on George Harriman, Crazy Cat. He did one on Rob Liefeld that wasn't very nice. It basically said, "This guy can't draw, but he's a millionaire."
Yeah.
Like, dang, man.
It out. Yeah.
What do you mean?
Yeah, I like his art. I like it.
Oh, it's cartoony. It's fun. It's comic book.
Mm-hmm.
And then he did one, I think on Batman, like the co-creator of Batman. That guy that
Bill Finger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How he died poor and he came up with a lot of the cool ideas.
Yeah, so did Jerry Robinson. He was up there too.
Yeah.
He was like the third. He's like the third guy creator. Yeah.
It's amazing how, I mean, ever since I've been alive, Batman is like the most popular. Like,
Right.
I think he's almost, more popular than Spider-Man and Superman almost.
Probably more
'Cause
people like him.
every movie,
Yeah.
he's been around forever.
And there's, I was gonna say there's no bad Batman movies, but there were those other ones, the Burton ones. But Batman movies are the movies they get right. You know, they
Yeah,
could get them, they could do them right. It's Batman's a character that you can interpret differently, and still he could still be accurate. Like you have campy Batman, which is fine, and then you have Dark Knight Batman, which is cool, and you have the new Batman, realistic, and he's still cool.
yeah,
But Superman's the one where you can't mess with him too much because he's ends up not being Superman. He's not right.
yeah,
But Batman is so easy to interpret. You could do it like look at Brave and the Bold. You got animated series. You got all these different things. Lego Batman. You could do them different every time, and so it just works out. And Batman's always been, yeah, he's always been around since I'm a little kid. Like '66 Batman. Like he was around before I was even born. But I remember watching those when I was little, and
yeah.
and yeah, man, he's never went away. There was a part between in the early '80s where Batman was not as cool. He was in superpowers, but even with superpowers, they made him action figures. They made him bright blue and like
Right.
light gray, so he looked a little more campy. He looked more like Super Friends.
Yeah,
Even on a Super Friends, he was kind of like the hurting guy, like lame, kind of weak. He was the weaker guy. Like I'll take the Wonder Twins with me, or I'll take Marvin and Wendy with me. And so I'm like, yeah, everyone else could fly, but Batman is running around with Robin. They're just running.
yeah,
And so, but once that Dark Knight movie came out, once Batman, Tim Burton, first Batman movie, man, he never was not cool anymore. Like,
yeah,
he was cool. Like first time we ever saw that where he was wearing all black. He never had that before. And
yeah.
everyone's like, he had a shell, an armor shell. Like he was just cool. Like, man, why didn't they?
Oh, I
This
remember.
you're thinking this is realistic. He would wear body armor, you know?
Yeah, that movie. That movie is so fun. And then
Yeah.
yeah, because everybody in '89, everybody had the Batman T-shirt everywhere you
Yeah.
went.
Yeah. And the Warner Brother catalog even changed the cover and just put the bat symbol on the cover.
It's like, man, that to come up with something that is that popular, that must be insane.
And I remember all the ads. They're like all over Chicago. There were all the bus ads because I was in school at that time and taking the bus and the trains and stuff. Every bus station just had the symbol, and then it said June '89 or whatever. June. I think that's all it said on there. June.
Yeah,
And that's all it was. They didn't even tell you that it was Batman. They just showed the bat symbol. And man, those things got stolen from everywhere in Chicago. You saw them one day and they're all gone the next day. They're all torn. You see a corner of the poster still in the frame, you know.
yeah.
They would be on the sides of the buses. Yeah, it was cool.
It's so,
It was pretty crazy, man.
yeah, I remember seeing that. I remember seeing I saw the very first Turtles movie when it came out.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
I was like, Christy and I went because we would leave school. There was an arcade near us. So this would have been '89 or '90. And we would leave school and we would play the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles video game.
Yeah.
And-
Yeah, I remember.
Oh my gosh, it was so fun. And then the movie was so fun. And then
Yeah.
they used to have turtle pies. Hostess made turtle pies.
Oh, yeah. I remember the movie because I grew up reading a comic. I was in high school when the comic book came out. We were reading that and it was real violent and crazy.
Yeah.
And then when I heard there was a cartoon coming, I was thinking, how are they going to do that? Man, that's not really for kids. That comic book was really crazy. And then I saw the cartoon. I'm like, oh, okay, they got eyeballs and pizza and skateboarding.
Yeah.
And then when the movie came out, the movie was the comic book story and interpreted the comic. And I like the movie was cool, man, because they were fighting and they were using their weapons. And then the first word I remember they said was "damn." I was like, whoa, they're swearing too. Like I thought that was cool. They finally, the first movie got them right. That was how they're supposed to be. And they had the Foot Clan and everything.
Yep.
It was cool, man. I liked that first one. I saw it a few times in the theater.
I love that one. And I'm still a huge fan of when Tyler was little, which probably would have been 2007, there was a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle movie, and it was like, it started out, you saw the city, and it said 4 brothers.
Yeah.
And that one was one of my favorite interpretations, because Raphael was like a, I guess Splinter had told him not to go out, not to fight or anything, and he dressed up like this vigilante. And
cool.
So it had to be 2007, because I think Tyler was like 6 years old, and of course we got all the toys, and I'm like, it's like, Tyler, I've been a Turtle fan forever, and that's still going. I mean, that's probably our generation's Batman, I guess, because it's still being reinterpreted and
stuff is everything everything that's popular now has been around since we were little kids. Everything.
Yeah.
Star Wars, and even Star Trek for people, still going. Everything's still going. Indiana Jones. When's Jaws going to come back, or Back to the Future? That'll be another one.
Yeah, Jaws. I watch that every summer.
Yeah, me too. I watch it a few times a year.
I have to. What I do is, before we go to the beach, I watch a bunch of shark movies so I won't go in the water.
Yeah, I'm never going to go in the ocean.
Like 3 feet of water, and they'll come and
they'll eat you. Yeah, there's these shark shows on Disney Plus that I watch, and they're shark attacks. That's just what it's called. And every episode has scientists baffled, and I'm watching it with my kids, and I'm making them laugh because the scientists are baffled. They're like, "Why are there increasing shark attacks in these 3 foot of water?" And I said, because one shark finds out, hey man, there's people over there, and all the sharks come. Like, it's not hard to figure out that sharks are going to eat people in 3 feet of water, because that's where the people are. Like, they're not going to eat them in 100 foot of water, because there's no people over there. Nope. Like, the people are swimming along the shore, and that's where shark attacks happen, because you need those 2 things. You need a person and a shark. Well, and people are like, it's really strange that scientists can't figure that out.
A couple of years ago, Christy and I did that parasailing.
Yeah. Oh, did you?
Where you get on the boat and they take you like 100 feet up in the air.
No.
And
in the ocean? Over the ocean?
Over the ocean.
Oh no, man.
And I remember seeing, I saw lots and lots of jellyfish, but I actually saw a couple of sharks.
Oh.
And I was surprised at how close they were to all the activity. Now, there was still, a pretty good amount of water, but you're like, that's not far for them.
No, they could get there in 2 seconds.
You can just get up there,
bite a little kid, grab a small child, and take it.
Yeah, I can't believe I did that. Christy wanted to. She said, we should do that tomorrow. And I'm like, yeah, that'll be fun.
Now, when you were up there, you're like, oh, don't let me down. Don't let me down.
Oh my gosh. But you know what? What was weird is, because I think at 50 feet, I remember, like, I could hear her fine because we were, connected. Yeah. And it could talk, like, just like you and I were talking. It wasn't loud. It wasn't noisy. But I remember looking down and I was like, oh my gosh.
Sharks on her.
If I fall, this is it. This is how it ends. But spoiler, I didn't fall. I made it.
No, good. Yeah, I see you're still around, so it's good. That's rough, man. I don't want to go anywhere there's sharks. I went in the ocean once. We drove me and Raisky drove from Chicago. We drove all the way to California. We wanted to drive and go into the ocean. So on our way there, we went to the Grand Canyon and Las Vegas, and we did all these different things. But when I went into the ocean, I only wanted to walk in just to say I was in it. But within like a minute or so, I found myself drifted all the way out, and the water was above my head, and I could no longer touch. And I was panicked. I'm like, oh man, sharks and alligators are going to get me. There's going to be something here. So I swam back real quick, and I was like, I'm not going back in there, because I actually felt that panic. And sharks like that, man. If you're splashing,
oh yeah,
they hear that, and then they feel like, ooh, there's that guy's adrenaline is making him panic. So I'm gonna gonna go in and see what's over there. And sharks they may not eat you, but they test out everything with their teeth because they bite. Oh, I can't eat that. I'll let it go. But meanwhile, you don't have a thigh. Your thigh is gone. Or they take out your shoulder or something. Like, oh man. But the shark spits it out, but like you don't have it now. So that's
the world.
I don't want.
Hold on 1 second.
Yeah, man. See what you guys are saying here. Let us see. Wayne says, ghosted Bob Kane, so that's most likely drawn by. Yeah, probably, right? Sheldon Moldoff. Sorry, Sheldon Moldoff ghosted Bob Kane, so the drawing is most likely Moldoff. Yeah. I'm doing ironing. Yeah, man. Wayne's doing some housekeeping right now. That's when Saturday morning cartoons were good. Yeah, man. Now they're on DVD, all your Saturday morning cartoons. Do you believe Stan Lee really co-created all the characters he was credited with? Yeah, I do. Yeah. I think he walked in the room and says, "We need a guy with a big hammer." And then they made it. I think he was the spark that created the character. I think he was the idea guy.
Yeah.
And but everyone he worked with is co-creator. I believe that too.
Yep.
Yeah. Wayne says, have you guys read The Last Ronin?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
That is my favorite book in recent years. And I think it is it's up there with like Dark Knight, Watchmen. I mean,
is it that good?
It is that good, in my opinion. It is my favorite. And I have all the books. I have the action figures.
Wow, because I see him at the store. I see him at Comics, beautiful downtown Skokie.
Yeah, I love The Last Ronin.
Yeah, I got to pick him up. Joe keeps telling me, man, you got to read this. You got to read this.
Yeah, you got to read it.
It's Kevin Kleinhans. It says Jaws is back and bigger, and it's called The Meg.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would call it the Megan. Just call him Megan.
I really enjoyed the first Meg. The second Meg was like so ridiculous, but I still enjoyed it.
Oh, I saw the first one. I remember the little girl looking out the glass and then the thing breaking the window or something.
And that little dog.
Oh, yeah. I can't remember much. I saw it one time. It was late night. I was on a couch. But I remember watching it. Yeah. I'm hearing rumblings upstairs.
Yeah, my family's home, so I'm gonna have to split. But this was fun, man.
Yeah, it was good. We'll do this again. Famous cartoonists say things together.
Next time, I'm gonna have. My idea is. Yeah. I'm gonna try to stump you with a bunch of comic book questions.
Ooh, yeah.
I'm gonna have like Marvel questions, DC, independent comics, and then multimedia, so like cartoons and stuff like that.
Yeah, cartoons.
Yeah. So that's for next time. I just haven't had a chance to pull it all together, but
yeah, man, we did. We just planned this a few days ago, but that's all right. But we'll do another one. I like doing the shows with you.
Yeah, man.
Fun. Yeah, it's good.
But definitely do that. Do the Taylor Swift review.
Yeah.
Hashtag her, because I want to see you crack. I want to see you crack 1,000, man. Yeah,
that'd be cool.
You're almost there.
And I do think our next book should be called Art Jamathon #1.
I love it.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see featuring Marker Mouse and Looney Loon. That'll be that featuring tagline underneath. That'd be fun, right?
Yeah.
Cool, man. You're a good man, sir.
You too, brother.
Thank you, everybody. And if you have just watched famous cartoonists say a lot of things, no fight, no crime, be nice to each other, do the things that make you happy, go make some coffee, or call your mom, do all those good things. All right, man. See you later, man. You guys are awesome. Okay, bye-bye.
Art.
Oh yeah! 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 Oh yeah!
Famous cartoonist says things.
Oh yeah! Oh yeah!
Famous cartoonist draws things.
Oh yeah! Oh yeah!
Famous cartoonist paints things.